Hello viewers. Today I will talk about the enzyme activity, purification, assay and unit. So I will talk about the enzyme activity regulation, parameters, calculation, as well as different methods or technique of enzyme assay, parameters, condition, enzyme purification method starting from source and enzyme different quantitative units. We all know that the enzyme catalyze the biochemical reaction of metabolism within the homeostasis of the living cells. They come reactants, they come closure, so weaken some chemical bond and proceed reaction faster. So they lower down the activation energy of the chemical reaction. So from this picture or graph of energy versus progress of reaction actually tell about the lowering down of activation energy from the transition state by the help of enzyme catalysis. Enzyme activity. So enzyme activity as definition, we can say it is the ability to catalyze a specific chemical reaction under certain condition. So this is a straight line for rate of reaction with respect to the increasing enzyme concentration. Factors affecting. So this is related to the kinetic theory and related to the analysis of the enzyme. So selection of the analysis of the enzyme, that is quite different for enzyme as well as substrate, and it is dependent upon the substrate concentration, enzyme concentration, temperature, pH, etc. So that is all about the factors affecting. Parameters and condition. It is dependent upon the stoichiometry of the participating reagent, requirement of the cofactor, co-substrate, coenzyme, etc., pH optima, temperature optimum as well as concentration of the substrate itself. Consideration. The concentration of the substrate is if it is very greater than Km, that is the Michaelis constant for the substrate affinity towards the enzyme. So if this consideration is achieved, then the velocity or reaction rate will be towards the total enzyme concentration. If maximum velocity of Vmax is 100%, then AE is getting converted to the ES, enzyme substrate complex. If concentration of substrate S is very less than Km, Michaelis constant, then the presence of both E and enzyme substrate complex ES can be observed. Vmax gives the interaction of Kcat, the rate constant for catalysis, and Kcat by Km is a function of pH. Calculation. Now let's talk about a particular enzymatic reaction where NAD plus and ethanol with the help of alcohol dehydrogenase is getting converted to NADH, H plus as well as acetaldehyde. Here 0.99 ml of 3Cl of pH 9 buffer is used and 0.01 ml of alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme is taken from the master stock. Now if the reaction is getting proceed and by spectrophotometer absorbance as 340 nanometer give the increase of the product formation of NADH, which has absorption maxima at 340 nanometer UV range. So delta A or change in absorbance at 340, let's see it is 0.6 per minute with respect to time. So del A by T will be 0.6 divided by minute. Per minute it is getting changed. Now we all know that from Lambert-Beer law, delta OD or del A is equal to epsilon molar extinction coefficient as well as concentration into L, path length. L is 1 centimeter. Then the velocity or rate of reaction V is equal to delta C by T. Here epsilon of the NADH is 6.22. Now we can calculate the rate of reaction as delta A 340 by minute divided by epsilon of NADH 340, that is equal to 0.6 divided by 6.22, that is 0.096 millimole per minute. Now amount of enzyme can be calculated if we convert millimole to the micromole per ml. So that will be 0.096 micromole per ml per minute. But interestingly, micromole per minute is the enzyme amount or activity unit U. So total amount of the enzyme in the assay system is equal to 0.096, that is U per ml. So that can be multiplied with the dilution factor taken from the master stock. So in this way enzyme activity can be calculated. We all know that as definition a particular enzyme can be extracted, purified from cell or tissue from different 100 or 1000 different macromolecular enzymes which are closely related according to different properties, but can be isolated by based on solubility or acid base property. So we have to select the separation of the series of sequence of separation analysis technique can be adopted to purify or isolate a specific particular type of enzyme from the crowding of macromolecule from crude extract. Now significance. Now significance of purification include to understand what is going on between the cell, how far the enzymatic reaction or metabolism regulation is diverted or deviated from the normal condition, to make a rational three-dimensional drug designing, as well as added value include the therapeutic use. Not only that, it should be kept in mind that is during the course of purification, enzyme will be purified in structural and functional intact form. So that can be used for the kinetics as well as inhibition assay. Condition. So that will be kept in mind during purification for enzyme stability, all those conditions will be maintained. pH, so predetermination of the particular pH optima will be known, so that will be adopted during the course of reaction, so work in buffers. Temperature often will be 0 to 4 degrees centigrade and that will be done in the cold room or refrigerator. Salt concentration to maintain the ionic interaction in between enzyme and substrate. Oxygen sensitivity for anaerobic condition will be maintained for oxygen labile enzymes. Storage will be done in frozen suspension of glycerol condition. As we know that enzyme is very sensitive to heat, so it is getting denatured when the temperature is getting increased, but during the some course of moderate temperature, sometimes for long period of time enzyme can be inactivated. So it will be stored at below 5 degrees centigrade, but sometimes at the frozen condition enzyme can also be inactivated. Mechanical forces will be avoided like frothing, foaming, etc. Proteolytic enzyme should be avoided by addition of the inhibitors like PMSF. Measurements. After each step, determination of the specific activity to designate the purity of the enzyme and purification table will be made. Process. It will start from extraction, then clearing of extract, junk material will be obsoleted. Then we have to know 5 different methods of purification techniques. Extraction from different source. Animal tissue like liver can be taken. Plant, leaf, root, shoot can be taken. Microorganism can be isolated from the culture media, as well as subcellular fractionation like membrane, mitochondria can be done. Recombinant DNA technology is nowadays a very rich source for the enzyme extraction. It gives overproduction within the expression vectors as well as the expression with the specific tag application, as well as excretion is also included. Extraction process. The disruption of the membrane, homogenization of cell or tissue is done with shearing, grinding, as well as application of French pressure, sonication. Very important techniques are there. Clearing of extract, that will be done by the centrifugation, filtration, as well as solubilization of the membranes with the lysis buffer. Choice of buffer, very important. So Trees buffer is very usual biological buffer during the extraction, as well as assay it is needed. Composition is made by the Trees and HCl. The pKa is 8. Acetate buffer made by the sodium acetate and acetic acid, the pK is 5. And phosphate buffer made by the K2HPO4 and KH2PO4 made for the different combination from the table, from the master stock of 2 molar, that will maintain pKa 7. So that will be needed for the extraction and assay. Now method of purification, that will be started from the precipitation method with the ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate cut will help to specific type of enzyme according to the solubility. Separation based on molecular size according to the size by gel filtration. Separation based on charge according to ion exchange chromatography. Separation based on specific interaction by bioaffinity chromatography, as well as separation based on other factor like hydrophobic interaction help to utilize hydroxyapatite chromatography to purify enzyme according to its property and from the closely related other enzymes. Calculation, so measure should be done after each purification step. So what are the measurement points, measurement criteria? The volume of the enzyme solution in ml, the protein content of the solution in mg per ml, the activity of the enzyme U per ml, the total amount of enzyme in U, specific activity U per mg, yield in percentage, that is total amount of enzyme after a purification step divided by total amount of enzyme before that purification step. Purification factor, that is specific activity of the enzyme after a purification step divided by specific activity of the enzyme before that purification step. Now from this purification table, it is very much evident that volume, total activity U, total protein, they can be reduced, but the specific activity for a particular enzyme will be increased, as well as purification factor will be increased. So at a particular purified form, 100% we can get the specific activity, it will not change. So when we are talking about the enzyme assay, that is actually the continuous progress of the reaction. That is the laboratory method for measuring the monitoring particular reaction activity that is needed for the enzyme kinetics, inhibition, etc. also. Conditions. The overall stoichiometry of the reaction should be known. Additional cofactor, coenzymes is very much important. The substrate dependence, we should know the concentration of the substrate, substrate saturation, Km Michaelis constant, that is for the substrate affinity by a particular enzyme. We know that pH will vary from substrate to substrate. Vmax as well as saturation of the enzyme, all active site with the substrate. So substrate should be in the high concentration than enzyme that can follow the zero order kinetics. Enzyme concentration and kinetics is a limiting factor. So initial rate is proportional with the enzyme concentration. Optimum pH, temperature zone where the enzyme will show the high activity as well as stability. And we should keep in mind the simple analytical process for the disappearance of the substrate as well as accumulation of the product. Types, it includes initial rate experiments, progress curve experiment, transient kinetics experiment as well as relaxation experiment. In initial rate experiment, enzyme and substrate are actually added in the system. They are allowed to act to make the enzyme substrate complex. Then the how it is actually with respect to time, it is monitored, it is reached to the quasi steady state. So accumulation of the product is actually measured. It is within very short period of time, and available substrate concentration is equivalent to the total substrate concentration. And we can follow here no back reaction or enzyme degradation. Next one, progress curve experiment. So here once again with time the concentration, how it is reached to the transient state, it is reached to the equilibrium state, from the initial state, they are all actually getting measured. The transient kinetics experiment, so here once again within very short period of time, how the transient state is getting achieved with respect to time, equilibrium, concentration, all the kinetic parameters are measured here. Relaxation experiment, within the equilibrium system, the enzyme, substrate, product all are present, and it is perturbed from the normal condition, temperature or pH. Then return to the normal condition. In the case of reversible reaction, it is actually monitored, but here no mechanistic detail can be known. Next one, methods according to the sampling method, it may be continuous assay or discontinuous assay. Continuous assay, where continuously the course or progress of reaction can be monitored. So it may be by the spectrophotometric, fluorimetric, calorimetric, chemiluminescence or light scattering method. The first one, spectrophotometric. So the optical change with time, the course of reaction can be monitored. It may be in the visible range like MTT assay. The change in the color of tetrazolium dye can be observed with respect to the change in color. The course of reaction can be monitored. But it also be monitored in the UV range, because in case of oxidation reduction, oxidoreductase, dehydrogenase, always they use NADH and NADPH, whatever. And this reduced form NADH and NADPH has absorption at UV 340 nanometer. So either they increase by the reaction or decrease can help us to know the substrate disappearance or accumulation of the product. Now, these spectrophotometric assay can be direct in case of lactate dehydrogenase, where lactate and NAD plus produces pyruvate and NADH plus NAD plus NADH plus H plus. Now increase with time the absorption of NADH monitored at 340 nanometer will help us to know the enzyme activity of lactate dehydrogenase. But sometimes neither product nor substrate has absorption maxima in the either visible or in the UV range. So that particular reaction will be coupled with other reaction. Like here in case of pyruvate kinase, from phosphoenol pyruvate and ADP, pyruvate and ATP is getting produced. So no substrate or no product has absorption. This pyruvate can be coupled with the lactate dehydrogenase reaction where NADH will be utilized to NAD plus and lactate will be produced. Here lactate dehydrogenase will also be used. Now the disappearance of the NADH can be monitored with time by decrease in the absorbance at 340 nanometer. By using epsilon, the concentration can also be monitored. So that will help us to know indirectly the activity of the pyruvate kinase. So that is called coupled assay. Fluorimetric. Now fluorescence dye has absorption, emission at different wavelength. In case of methyl amblyphenyl glucopyranoside or glucouronide, beta degalactosidase enzyme or uronidase enzyme can be monitored. But here the impurities instability can also be present. Calorimetric. By chemical or biochemical reaction, heat can be absorbed or released. That can be monitored via microcalorimeter to know the enzyme activity. Chemiluminescence. So the light emission can be captured over time by a day or week in a photographic plate. Not quantitative because all light cannot be captured, but that can be helped to know the enzyme action, like horseradish peroxidase is actually used in ECL, the enhanced chemiluminescence assay to know the membrane peptides, as well as ELISA, enzyme linked immune absorbing assay will help us to know by antigen antibody reaction to locate the presence of substrate or product. Light scattering. Static light scattering gives us the idea about the weight average molar mass, that is the concentration of the substrate or product. So with time that will help us to know the rate and equilibrium of the enzyme, help us to know the stoichiometry of the complex, etc. Discontinuous assay. So discontinuous assay means within the time interval the aliquot sample are taken from the enzymatic reaction. That may be radiometric or chromatographic. The radiometric means the incorporation and release of the radioactivity of 125I, 35S, 32P, 14C carbon to the substrate. That is either released or incorporation. So that can be monitored via scintillation counter. Chromatographic. So the product formation from the enzyme reaction into components can be isolated from the high performance liquid chromatography or TLC analysis. Next, factors controlling assay. Salt concentration. Enzymes are very much sensitive to salt for the ionic interaction. Other than halophilic algae, the salt concentration will be 1 to 500 millimolar. Effects of temperature, as we know that increased rate of the temperature. So when it is getting increased, so that is due to the collision theory, kinetic energy within the substrate that can be permitted up to some maximum level. Then the thermal denaturation due to the critical temperature. So effect of temperature will be in the zone of the temperature from 35 to 40. Other than this, the three-dimensional structural change of the enzyme will be happen. Ionic interaction will be also changed for the acid-base interaction of enzyme substrate complex. But the substrate saturation, Km, Vmax, that will be kept in mind. So actually the temperature optima of the usual enzyme is 37 degrees centigrade. Next, effect of pH is very important. From 4 to 8 or 6 to 8, it is optimum pH to maintain the ionic or hydrogen bond, otherwise that will be distracted. But for pepsin it is 2, for trypsin it is 8 pH optima. Level of crowding, as we know that some macromolecule can be present, so it can change the stoichiometry of the complex, equilibrium rate as well as reaction rate. So that is called, the phenomenon is called macromolecular crowding. Substrate saturation, as the enzyme concentration is getting increased, as the substrate concentration will be increased, the rate of reaction will be increased, but up to some level, up to the enzyme saturated by the substrate. If all the active sites are saturated by the substrate concentration, then if we increase the substrate concentration, no increase in the enzymatic reaction rate. So after that, the graph will reach at the plateau. So the amount of the macromolecule enzyme quantified by the unit. First, in 1964, the enzyme unit U was adopted by the International Union of Biochemistry. Then the SI unit CATAL was recommended by General Conference on Weights and Measure in 1978 and adopted officially in 1999. Now, enzyme activity is equal to rate into the reaction volume. Now, U is the enzyme activity unit. What is that? That is the amount of the enzyme that is needed to transform 1 micromole of substrate at 25 degrees centigrade per minute. Okay, and the SI unit is CATAL, that is amount of the enzyme activity that is able to transform 1 mole of substrate per second under 25 degrees centigrade, and 1 U is equal to 16.67 nanoCATAL, apart from which turnover number is also very important, that is number of substrate molecules are transformed per single enzyme molecule. And the highest turnover number for carbonic anhydrase is 36 into 10 to the power 5 per minute. Other units, standardized substrate like gelatin digesting unit, gelatin, milk protein, they are taken. For milk clotting unit, MCU is also taken, GDU and MCU. So, in all the cases for standard substrate gelatin and milk protein, how 1 gram of enzyme can digest all these substance is actually monitored, and we know 1 GDU is equal to 1.5 MCU. Specific activity. So, specific activity is the activity of the enzyme divided by mg of total protein. Okay. So, it is a measurement of the purity, as we know that for pure enzyme it is 100%. So, specific activity is equal to rate of reaction into volume of reaction divided by mass of total protein. So, SI unit is CATAL per kg, but practical unit is micromole per mg per minute. So, it actually gives us the idea about the purification, about the processivity. So, active site can be titrated, and specific activity is reached 100 when it is in the total purified form. It is constant, as pH is constant, temperature is constant for some kinetics reaction. Related terminology, the rate of reaction is the concentration of the substrate disappearing divided by product produced per unit time, that is micromole per liter per second. Next, percent purity is the 100% into the specific activity of enzyme sample divided by specific activity of the pure enzyme of that particular enzyme. The catalytic power is the catalytic rate divided by catalyzed rate of the reaction divided by uncatalyzed rate, that is delta G hash uncat minus delta G hash cat divided by RT. Control of enzyme activity. Enzyme activity can be controlled at the production level, that can be enhanced or diminished. As we know that the beta lactamase is getting synthesized within the bacteria by the presence of penicillin only. Enzymes can be compartmentalized. As we know that fatty acid synthesized enzyme sets are located within the cytosol, but the oxidation, fatty acid oxidation, beta oxidation enzymes are located within the mitochondria. Enzymes regulated by the inhibitor and activators. As we know about the feedback inhibition, the product itself actually inhibit the first irreversible committed step of the reaction for the processing of that product formation. So, in this way, the stability within the cell as well as the economical level for the substrate energy that can be maintained. The enzymes can be regulated by covalent modification. The glycogen can be utilized to regulate the blood glucose level by the phosphorylation as well as dephosphorylation of the enzyme sets, kinases, phosphatidases, etc. The enzymes can be activated by localization at a different environment. In case of hemagglutinin of influenza virus, it is getting activated by conformational change in the acidic environment of the lysosome when only it is internalized within the host cell. I am talking about the control and enzyme activity regulation that will be needed for the enzyme activity purification assay in all the cases. The amount of enzyme synthesized, induction or repression, positive or negative modulator, activator or inhibitor. Covalent control, zymogen activation, we all know zymogen activation is done, that is pH dependent. Product divided by substrate ratio, that is the mass action. We know about the multiple form isozymes, that is very important. Regulation of the metabolic pathway like phosphofructokinase, regulation site of the committed step reaction as well as cellular enzyme concentration with respect to the pyruvate carboxykinase and glucose concentration. metabolomics and proteomics. So that is the mass spectroscopy will help us to know the metabolomics and proteomics related to the enzyme isolated from or secreted by the tumor cell, which is taken as the marker. Then it can be characterized, isolated and purified, and within the natural or normal cell that effect can be monitored. So student, I have talked about the quantitative parameter for the enzyme assay activity, the parameters condition as well as unit that is very much needed for the enzyme activity laboratory calculation. Thank you so much.